So this is stage 39, connecting the right and left shoulders. We have received a few main parts. We've got duplicate, these are metal rods, and we've got these, what are they calling these, joint inserts. Now we've got something a little bit unusual this time. We've got, well, we've had these before, but these are 3x16mm bolts. And I'm just trying to find the best focus, but on the end is where the thread is. The rest of it is smooth. We also have 3 M3 nuts. Now I call these nylock nuts. These have got a little nylon insert, and you can't really see it, but there's a little blue insert in the middle, and as you screw the nut in, it will cut a thread into that, and that will stop it from working loose. And we also have 5 spring washers. So we have 5 spring washers and 3 nuts. Usually they give us 1 spare, so if we take 1 bolt and 1 washer away, it leaves us with 2 bolts and 4 washers. So it's obviously going to be 2 washers per bolt. So stage 1, or step 1, sorry, we need to take our thoracic cage shoulder connector, and we need to hold it this way around, and we have this little valve, what looks like a valve or a tube in the middle, and let me just pop those in there. And first thing we want to do is test fit our connectors, that they go in okay, and that's struggling a little bit. There we go, that goes in fine. In actual fact, it doesn't say anything in here about gluing it in, so it hasn't told us to glue, so I'm not going to glue. So that one's gone in absolutely fine. This one doesn't seem to want to fit so easily, so I'll just rotate. There we go. I think I just needed to rotate just to find a really good fit. So they're in. Like I say, it doesn't say anything about gluing, so I'm not going to glue. So next we want to turn it over, and we need to fit one of the sprung washers into the center of each side of part 39-1, and that goes one in there and one in there, and we'll just manipulate that so that they go flat. And then step 4, we need to fit the M3 nuts, so that can go into there, and I would suggest that this part is shaped, because if it was round, these nuts would rotate. A very common trick, especially with 3D printing, is when you design a part, you fit a nut, a hexagonal nut, into a hexagonal hole. That saves the need for a spanner on the back. So next what we want to do is, I'm going to place this down very carefully. We need to take 2 of our bolts, and we need to pop a sprung washer over each of them, like so. You can pretty much see what's coming next, can't you? So we're going to put the nuts and the bolts together, and those spring washers are going to help keep them really tight. So what we want to do now is we want to take our shoulder joint from issue 32. So let's check it is actually this one. I can see, I can't see. Right, so I can see this part. Right, so I've got the wrong arm, because I'm looking at this piece here as a reference point, but I can't. Right, so this is my reference point, is using this piece here, and then I can see something going off here. Whereas if you got the same reference point on this one, there isn't anything continuing past here. So the absence of the black part suggests that this is stage 32, and what we need to do is pop in one of these nuts with the spring washer. That goes in through there, and you see it pokes out the other side, and then right, I think we need to turn this over. So I think that one of those is going to fall out. Now, I think this is directional. I think it goes this way around, because can you see a circle there? On the other side there's no circle. So on the magazine I can see a circle, but I know that's going to drop out. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cover this screw bolt, and I'm just going to tap those out so there's nothing to fall out, and I'm going to focus purely on this one. So let's get our screwdriver ready, make sure we've got the correct head, which that is, and that's going to go on like that. So I'm going to hold the top there and my thumb there, and we're just going to manipulate that in place, and then we can tighten this screw up, or bolt, sorry, and right, so now I've got it almost tight. It just enables me to move the part where I into a comfortable position, and it's getting really stiff, but it's not stiff enough. As you can see, it's really loose. Let me move the camera back and down. You see it's really loose, so we just want to keep tightening that up. And that doesn't want to go. So let's, I think actually I've got the incorrect head on the screwdriver actually. Best tool for the job really we need, don't we? So I am struggling here. So, right. Oh, now let's get a good screwdriver. There we go. Right, that's a real struggle, isn't it? Right, I think I'm going to use the old in and out trick. This is proving extremely difficult. Yeah, there we go. We're starting to get, I think maybe it just found some kind of block, because as you can see, as soon as I did that, I went back and then I went forwards, and suddenly I got lots of movement on it. So I have adjusted this so that I can move the part, but as you can see, it's strong enough to hold. So that might want a little bit more tightening. And I think what we're going to end up doing possibly is, well, first of all we're going to have to figure out how it's going to hold, because that's not going to hold it. Yeah, so I'll do, but I fear that if I do it too tight we won't be able to move the arm. Oh, there we go. There we go, perfect. So I can look, you see there it holds the weight of the arm, but I can still move it. So let's go back to the next stage. So step 9, we now need this part, and we're going to attach that on this side. So that's going to go in there like so. Remember, we've taken this, in fact let's take that out. I seem to remember another builder using masking tape, which actually is a really good idea, because if you pop a bit of masking tape over there, it will hold that in. So, but I'm doing it without masking tape because some might argue I like to make life hard for myself. So, getting this piece, it's getting big now, so that's going to drop into there. No, it's not going to want to drop in there, but we're going to have to tell it who's boss. There we go. So you can see that's poking out there, so that's going to go into there like so, and we'll go with this screwdriver again because it worked so well with the last screwdriver. Sometimes that's just the problem. Different screwdrivers are really good, but they may not necessarily be so good for a particular part. There we go. So I want to get this so that I can move this, but that it's also tight enough. Yeah, that's not quite tight enough. So we just want to play with the how tight we're doing it. So that's just, I think I'll go a little bit more. I can always back it off a little bit. Yeah, okay. That I'm happy with. So that is actually the stage complete, and I think yes, so we will have these two rods left over, but what I just want to do, because it's now beginning to get rather large, I want to bring the large camera in. Okay, now we are going to have to be careful, because I can see there, I might just have to move my camera around a bit, I've actually lost a fingertip, which is not good. So obviously that wasn't glued in quite well enough. I do remember I used an inferior glue, but with the handling of these parts, they do take the occasional knock. So let's switch to the large camera, the overhead camera, and I do apologise for the view, but that is, apart from being my messy worktop, that is the completed stage. So the middle is there because obviously we've got an arm there, and let's have him grabbing you, trying to grab you. That will actually mean that we need less. There we go. So we get the shoulders roughly the same position. There's his arm. So, and that's the size in relation to my arm. So that is stage 39 built. And I hope to catch you in the next episode where we will work on stage 40, creating the thoracic cage.